Hello, friend. Are you in attachment with a narcissist? We all go there sometimes. We have some early childhood wounding, mother wounds, father wounds, low self-esteem that can put us in this addictive behavior where before we know it, we're in it deep with someone who is taking more than they're giving. They are maybe even vampiring our energy, and we are bending over backwards to please them. That can happen with a narcissist. So in today's video, I'm going to go over the 7 signs of narcissism so that you can avoid being in connection with this type of person, or at least you can have an awareness to navigate through this, and you can go, aha, I might be coming from some trauma bonds instead of some healthy codes of energy. So you can redirect your love vibes into healthier pastures and find people that are not narcissistic, but they're holistic and supportive and nourishing to your soul. And you can start creating those boundaries and saying your sacred no thank you to those who are trying to leech and preach how great they are and, do the things that narcissists do. So we'll go over this. The first sign that you are dealing with a narcissist is grandiosity. Narcissists have an exaggerated sense of self-importance, and they might brag a little bit, overstate their achievements and talents. Now, if you are involved with a spiritual narcissist, this can look very sneaky. It can be like, kind of talking about something they've achieved that they haven't really achieved, or they constantly cover up their insecurities and fears. Like there's nothing ever wrong with them. They're just so positive and so wonderful, and they've done all these great things, but then underneath it, the grandiosity of it all is maybe somebody who is actually insecure. Now, the second sign that you are involved with a narcissist is they have a need for admiration and praise. So they're going to be looking for validation from others, seeking constant attention. So they're either going to be looking for this from you, or they might not have a lot of time for you. They might flutter in and out of your life like a social butterfly because, you know what? They've got to get constant attention from everyone. They want to be on stage. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. And so you might feel this deep bond with them because they're coming in to seek attention, to people please you, to have you love them, and they show off for you, and they do some magic tricks, and you just think they're amazing. They've got you hooked, and then they're like, you know what? I gotta leave to get that from someone else. They might do this if they're your lover. They might be cheating on you because they have a constant need for that admiration, affection, attention, like a little kid that never has gotten that deep fulfillment from mommy and daddy. And so they're going off to perform. And if they have that wounded child energy, they might not really care about how that impacts you, maybe even puts you in heartbreak pain. Like, hey, you cheated on me. That's really hard. They just can't feel those feelings and feel into your wounding. Number 4 is entitlement. They might make excuses and believe that they deserve special treatment and expect others to cater to their needs without much thought. They might make all kinds of wonderful spiritual bypasses and excuses like, I just really have to take care of myself right now. And even though I promised that I would be there for your birthday or to teach that class in your 6 series course, I just need to kind of do me right now. And it's like they make beautiful flowery excuses, and it just seems to make so much sense to them. And then they kind of gaslight you if you're going, hey, you didn't consider me in this equation. So they are entitled to they feel entitled to break your boundaries. So you might have had a verbal agreement or written agreement. Maybe there's someone in one of your business programs or agreements where they have to do a weekly payment plan or monthly, and then they just don't show up. They don't make the payment, and it's like your fault. So basically, the narcissist is going to feel entitled to meet their own needs and not really truly care about yours, although they might pretend to. Number 5 is taking advantage of others. They exploit, manipulate others for their own gain, disregarding the impact on those people. So they might climb a ladder, they might step on toes, they might turn you into a human doormat, and you might not even notice it because they're really creative at how they go about doing this. They might make you fall in love with them, or they might make it seem like they're your best friend, and all of a sudden you realize that they're taking advantage of you. Maybe they've used your money, or they've used your talents, or they've used your comfort during some hard time in their life, and then they just ditch you, or maybe they don't ghost you completely, but they kind of just give you breadcrumbs. So that could be a romantic relationship that they're saying, I just need some space, but then they're sleeping with other people, or not taking you seriously, but they keep you on that hook, and you just keep waiting, and they can't say, you know what, I'm completed here. Instead, they exploit you and manipulate you, and you're not even aware of it happening because they're so good at this. Number 6, the sign of arrogance. They might display condescending attitudes and behaviors, really looking down at other people, believing that they are superior. Now, again, if they're spiritual, they might have a way to do this that is just so, it seems like they're coming from love and light. They might not outright say they're gossiping or being mean, but when you look at it, they are often making it seem like they're somehow better than others, or that others are just kind of wrong and bad. So notice if they are puffing themselves up a lot. If, say, you're dating them and you have friends, they put your friends down. They need to make themselves feel better every time. That is a sign of a narcissist. Number 7, last but not least, they won't necessarily let you know this, but you can pick up they have a sense of self-esteem that is a bit fragile. Despite their outward confidence, the narcissist can be very sensitive to criticism, to perceived criticisms, leading to defensive and aggressive reactions. So you might be just trying to give them some constructive feedback or some positive affirmation even, and they take it the wrong way. Or maybe you're setting a boundary and saying, I didn't appreciate when you arrived late, and they gaslight you because their self-esteem is so fragile. They don't feel good enough. They have to make themselves feel good enough by being defensive or aggressive. So if you have more than 1 or 2 of these signs, you might want to tune into not only, hey, do I have a narcissist in my life, but really, where is this coming from? Is it a mother wound, a father wound? And do the deep healing work, because a lot of times a narcissist doesn't show up in our lives out of chance. They come because we've let them in, because we have become blinded and therefore blindsided to their abuse, because it was so familiar to us for so long. We grew up in those blueprints, maybe age 0 to 7, when your early childhood blueprint was being woven. Your mom or dad or both, or sibling or teacher, or the culture you grew up in had a narcissistic vibe to it, and you're now just realizing that there's room for healing. So I'm going to go through some healing affirmations to release the narcissist. So sit in a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths in right now. We're going to do a quick release. The narcissist in your life just melt away into more empathic, loving, caring beings of light and human beings of heart. First, center by focusing on your breath, scanning your body, just noticing what's in there. And then visualize a bubble of warm golden sunlight surrounding you as your protective shield, keeping you safe and secure as you explore your feelings. We're going to do a quick scan and connect with your mother wounds. Bring your mind into relationship with your mom. Visualize her in front of you and say the following mantra. I release the need for approval and love that does not serve my highest self. Feel any emotions arise and let them be. Acknowledge them without judgment. And as you breathe in, inhale love and acceptance from the Divine Mother. As you exhale, release any pain or anger that brought this narcissist energy into your life. I forgive myself and my mother for the past. I choose to heal. Go ahead and say it again. I forgive myself and my mother for the past. I choose to heal. Quick dive into dad, father wounds, shifting your focus into relationship with your father. You're not going to do all the releasing today, but I'm just giving you some quick mantras and energies to visualize. Having your dad step in front of you and say to him, I release the belief that I am not enough. I am worthy of love. I release the belief that I am not enough. I am worthy of love. Allow your feelings to come up to the surface and just breathe through them. And to heal your father wounds, keep inhaling deeply, drawing in that strength and validation. You are enough. Exhale any feelings of I am not enough, inadequacy. I embrace my worthiness. I am whole and complete is the affirmation. So repeat, I embrace my worthiness. I am whole and complete. And let's imagine taking a laser beam that releases your childhood programming that brought in the narcissist. Reflect on any childhood beliefs you may have. You can pause this and journal. Where did these people-pleasing programs go where you let yourself get walked on, stepped on? Maybe you've fallen in love with someone who is just not right for you. Visualize these beliefs dissolving in golden light and say, I let go of my limiting beliefs. I am now free to create my own path. I let go of my limiting beliefs. I am free to create my own path. And imagine a new path unfolding in front of you. Maybe it's a yellow brick road or a golden path or beautiful flower-lined path. And repeat some affirmations that feel good for you. Maybe this one, I am deserving of healthy relationships. I release attachments that do not honor my true self. I cut cords with all narcissists. I am open to love that nurtures and uplifts me. And to close, just take some more deep breaths to release. Put that golden bubble of light as a spa around you. You can wiggle your toes and feel the present moment coming back as you open your eyes. And just continue to journal any thoughts or feelings that come up during your day after this meditation to integrate. You can continue practicing meditations and really do the work. Speak to friends, support groups, therapists if needed. Continue your self-care practices and set those boundaries and say no to narcissists as you bring in more empathic, loving energies. Namaste, namaste.